Rwanda, 1994. A land of rolling hills and vibrant green, a paradise in the heart of Africa. But beneath the surface, tension simmered. Hutu and Tutsi, two groups intertwined for centuries, now faced each other with suspicion and fear. Decades of ethnic division, fueled by political opportunism, had primed the nation for explosion. Paul Rusesabagina, a Hutu married to a Tutsi woman, navigated this precarious world with practiced ease. As manager of the luxurious Hotel des Mille Collines, Paul was a master of diplomacy, a dispenser of favors, a man who knew how to get things done. He never imagined that these skills would soon be the only shield between his family and the abyss. The night of April 6, 1994, the volcano erupted. The Rwandan president's plane carrying both Hutu and Tutsi leaders was shot down. Blame was swiftly assigned, and the simmering hatred boiled over. Hutu extremists, armed and ready, unleashed a wave of violence upon the Tutsi population. Rwanda descended into madness. As Kigali, the capital, became engulfed in bloodshed, Paul's world shrank to the walls of the Mille Collines. The hotel, a haven for wealthy foreigners and government officials, quickly transformed into a sanctuary for terrified Tutsis fleeing the slaughter. Paul, driven by a profound sense of humanity and love for his family, opened the hotel doors wide. He sheltered his neighbors, friends and strangers, offering them a fragile hope of survival. The luxurious rooms, once filled with laughter and the clinking of champagne glasses, now housed hundreds of souls haunted by fear and loss. The world outside was a nightmare. Militia roamed the streets, machetes in hand, their faces twisted with hate. The air crackled with gunfire, and the stench of death hung heavy. Paul, with remarkable courage and cunning, navigated this treacherous landscape. He bribed corrupt officials, placated Hutu extremists, and maintained a facade of normalcy within the hotel walls, all the while knowing that discovery meant certain death. Days turned into weeks, each one a desperate struggle for survival. Food and water dwindled, disease spread, and the constant fear gnawed at the refugees' spirits. Paul's phone became a lifeline, his voice hoarse from pleading with the outside world for help. But the international community, paralyzed by inaction, turned a blind eye to the unfolding genocide. Georges Rutaganda, a powerful militia leader, cast a long shadow over the Mille Collines. He coveted the hotel, its resources, and the lives it sheltered. Paul, forced to negotiate with this monster, walked a tightrope between appeasement and defiance, his every word a gamble with hundreds of lives. General Augustin Bizimungu, the Rwandan army chief, held the fate of the refugees in his hands. Paul, through a combination of bribes and appeals to Bizimungu's fading humanity, managed to secure a tenuous protection. But the general's favor, like the shifting sands, could change with the wind. Despite the horrors that unfolded around them, the human spirit endured within the Mille Collines. Acts of kindness, small but profound, flickered amidst the darkness. Strangers shared their meager rations, comforted each other's children, and clung to hope, however fragile. Paul, the calm in the storm, drew strength from their resilience, his determination fueled by the responsibility he carried on his shoulders. Finally, after weeks of agonizing uncertainty, a glimmer of hope emerged. The Rwandan Patriotic Front, a Tutsi rebel group, advanced on Kigali. Paul, with the help of Colonel Oliver, the beleaguered commander of the UN peacekeeping force, secured safe passage for the refugees. The convoy out of Kigali, a lifeline stretching through a landscape scarred by violence, carried with it the survivors of a nightmare and the indomitable spirit of a man who refused to surrender to evil. The Rwandan genocide, fueled by hatred and abandoned by the world, claimed the lives of over 800,000 people. Paul and his family, along with most of the refugees he sheltered, escaped to safety and eventually rebuilt their lives in Belgium. Georges Rutaganda and General Bizimungu were later convicted of genocide and crimes against humanity by the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda. The Mille Collines stands to this day, a monument to both the horrors endured and the extraordinary courage displayed within its walls, a stark reminder that even amidst the darkest chapters of human history, hope, like a persistent light, can never be extinguished.